Okay, I have a few different types of harnesses that I use. This one here happens to be a Velcro type. It's kind of a version of what you would call an H harness, where basically you have the part that goes around the waist. You have your connection point to your leash, and then you have the part that goes around the neck. And it is Velcro, so it just zips and unzips off. And your cat goes in here. So these come in various sizes and prints. This one happens to be like a tiger print. I have here a cat print where you have various cats on there, and here's a leopard spotted one. Here's a snow leopard spotted one. This one's slightly smaller than the one that you just saw. And this one here is a black leather one, extra large. This is for my large F2 Saya. So you've seen the Velcro walking jackets. Now these are the H harnesses that you could typically get over at like Petco. Basically, it's just made out of a nylon webbing, and you have a part here that you slip over their head, and you size it to them. This can slip in and out. So typically you see these type of harnesses on dogs, and basically you have this other webbing that clips onto around their waist. So essentially you have their head going through here, where it just slips over their head and then their waist. Now the danger of this type of harness here is that a lot of times if you have a cat that gets spooked easy, or gets in a situation where he wants to back out of his leash and he's facing you, he can actually just pull the harness completely off of him just by backing out of the leash if he gets into that position. Here's a nice little pink one for the females. Same thing, basically the head slips through, and then you have a body harness that just goes around the body and clips. Now for my large F2, I typically don't worry about him running away or backing out of a harness, and if I stay behind him, in other words, I don't let his head face me, then typically he won't be able to take this and just back out. So here's a medium dog harness, basically, is what it is, and it's comfortable with him. He can play in it. He has a good time on his walks on it, whereas the larger Velcro harnesses seem to restrict his movement some, so he's not always as comfortable in it. Typically when I walk him around the block or around home here, I put this on him because I'm not worried about him getting out of the harness, and if he does get out of the harness, he knows his way home. He just runs home, and he'll be waiting for me at the door. So, but in these type of harnesses, the warning that I have is basically be careful, because the cats can fairly easily back out of the harness and get out of them. What you see here is a basic dog walking collar. Essentially, it's just this one happens to be nylon webbing, It has a buckle that fastens, and then you have a little attachment point for your leash. Now, I do not recommend using these types of harnesses or collars on your cats, mainly because if it's usually very easy for them to just back out of that, and then if they do get caught on something, it could choke them or put a lot of strain on their neck. If they shock load the leash, you could potentially have a problem where it either hurts their neck. In the worst cases, it could actually break their neck. So these types of collars, even the detachable collars, are not. I don't recommend for a walking to walk your cat with. Some people even believe that you shouldn't have these on your cats at all.